This evening, Hydro Office forecasts predict below normal rainfall and above normal temperatures for November 2023 through January 2024. We'll discuss the implications of this forecast and what experts are urging. Then, a tragic story from Corentyne Public Road, where a motorcycle accident has claimed the life of a father. We'll bring you the details of this heartbreaking incident and the ongoing investigation. Convicted murderer Bibi Gopaul has been rearrested following her premature release, sparking a thorough investigation. We'll delve into how this error occurred and the consequences it's now having. Moving to regional news, Kenya is making headlines with its request for $241.3 million to lead a peacekeeping mission in Haiti. And on the international front, we'll examine China's economic challenges. The property sector crisis looms large, threatening the nation's recovery. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 10, 2023. I am Bibi Gopaul. Thank you for joining us. First up, Ghana's law enforcement is currently under scrutiny as convicted murderer Bibi Gopaul was arrested and returned to prison after an apparent miscalculation led to her premature release. The Ghana Police Force took Gopal into custody at Parika East Bank Essequibo, handing her over to the prison authorities at New Amsterdam Prison on Thursday, November 9th. The incident has sparked widespread concerns and prompted a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding Gopal's early release. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Dr. Bart Jagdeo, said a full investigation will be launched into the early release of Gopal, who was convicted of murdering her 16-year-old daughter, Nisa Gopal, in 2010. He made this announcement during a press conference at Freedom House on Thursday. Gopal, originally sentenced to 106 years for the 2010 murder of her daughter, had her sentence reduced to 25 years by the Caribbean Court of Justice in 2022. The recent confusion arose from an erroneous calculation by the Ghana Prison Service, which incorrectly started the sentence from Gopal's initial remand in 2010 instead of the conviction date in 2015. Vice President Jagdeo underscored the gravity of the situation, stating that accountability must be addressed once a comprehensive investigation takes place. He asserted that Gopal's premature release could not stand and urged a careful examination for those responsible for the error. In response to the unfolding events, the Ghana Prison Service released a statement clarifying the sequence of events and detailing the correct calculation based on the CCJ's judgment. The Ghana Prison Service, in collaboration with the police, promptly rectified the situation by arresting Gopal and returning her to complete her lawful sentence. As we gear up for the holiday season, a new weather prediction suggests you might want to prepare for more than just festive celebrations. In its most recent forecast, the Hydrometeorological Service, Ministry of Agriculture, has predicted below normal rainfall and above normal average temperature across Guyana from November 2023 to January 2024. Rainfall amounts are expected to be less than the historical average. Southern sections of Region 8 and 6 and Region 9 will continue to experience dry conditions. As a result of the projected drier than usual conditions, water supply in conservancies, reservoirs, and inland river across Region 9 and 8 and Southern 6 can be expected to remain low. Though higher than usual dry days and spells can be expected, the potential for flash floods due to heavy rainfall remains high during December and January. The Hydrometeorological Service recommends maximizing opportunities for rainfall harvesting across the country. Heat will continue to be of concern during dry days. Citizens should take steps to maintain their health, and farmers should provide animal shelters. The Hydrometeorological Service will update its seasonal outlook as new information becomes available. Further information can be accessed via the website or by calling the forecast desk. In other news, Rondell Rahman, a 35-year-old father of two, tragically lost his life in a motorcycle accident on the Corentyne Public Road earlier today. Rahman collided with a car while en route to pick up the taxi he operated. The CCTV footage revealed that the car involved had pulled out and attempted to turn, leading to the collision. Despite being rushed to the Port Moran Hospital with severe head injuries and a broken foot, Rahman was later pronounced brain dead at the New Amsterdam Hospital. His wife describes him as a dedicated churchgoer who worked hard to ensure the family's financial stability. Stick around when we return. GTU welcomes presidential incentives but advocates for return to collective bargaining. And police investigate tragic death of 2-month-old infant in a Gataj village in Region 7.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with Pepes, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using Pepes, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with Pepes, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with Pepes barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Pepes has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Pepes, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome to Kissun Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissun Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. The Ghana Teachers Union has expressed its welcome for the incentives announced for teachers by President Irfan Ali, but emphasized the importance of returning to collective bargaining. While appreciating the immediate benefits for around 4,500 teachers, the union called for inclusive negotiations to ensure that teachers of all categories, especially junior teachers, benefit from financial incentives. The GTU highlighted the need for collective bargaining to address salary increases and urged tax-free allowances for teachers with added qualifications. Additionally, the union welcomed duty-free concessions for teachers with 3 years remaining before retirement and suggested considerations for vehicles up to 2,000 cc's. The GTU expressed optimism for productive discussions to achieve a sustainable, comprehensive package that reflects educators' contributions. In other news, in a heartbreaking incident, the Ghana Police Force is currently investigating the death of 2-month-old Allison Ram from Agatash Village, Region 7. According to preliminary investigations, the tragic incident unfolded around 2 p.m. yesterday when the 17-year-old mother of the infant left her wrapped in a sheet, lying in a chair, and went to use the washroom approximately 20 meters away. However, upon her return just 10 minutes later, the mother found Allison motionless in the chair. Reacting promptly, she rushed the baby to the nearby Agatash Health Center. A medic at the health center examined the child and, recognizing the severity of the situation, referred her to the Bartica Regional Hospital. At that hospital, a doctor on duty conducted a thorough examination of the 2-month-old, ultimately pronouncing her dead on arrival. Authorities noted that during the examination, no visible signs of violence were observed on the infant's body. As part of the investigation process, the body of Allison Ram has been transported to the Bartica Hospital mortuary, where it awaits a post-mortem examination. At that hospital, a doctor on duty conducted a thorough examination of the 2-month-old, ultimately pronouncing her dead on arrival. Authorities noted that during the examination, no visible signs of violence were observed on the infant's body. As part of the investigation process, the body of Allison Ram has been transported to the Bartica Hospital mortuary, where it awaits a post-mortem examination. Don't go away after the break. Kenya flood, death and displacement as heavy rains hit East Africa, and Bangladesh garment workers strike. Wage hike fails to satisfy protesting workers.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome to Kassoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissun's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with Pepes, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using Pepes, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with Pepes, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with Pepes barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Pepes has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Pepes, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Kenya seeks $241.3 million to lead a peacekeeping mission in Haiti with an estimated total cost of $600 million. The first batch of 1,000 Kenyan police officers is set to deploy early next year following completion of their selection and training. The government and the Inspector General of Police, Japit Kumi, outlined a detailed budget in Parliament, including costs for administrative support, transportation and equipment. The Joint Parliamentary Committee reviewed these plans, emphasizing that the mission's funding will be covered by a voluntary contribution from UN members. However, Kenya's High Court has temporarily suspended the deployment following a petition by a Third Way Alliance with a financial decision pending. Meanwhile, dozens of people have been killed with hundreds of thousands displaced across Kenya and Somalia by torrential rains that have hit East Africa. Authorities are helping people move to higher grounds as they prepare for more extreme weathers. Al Jazeera's Katrina Soy reports.
This is the aftermath of torrential rains that have hit northeastern Kenya in the last few days. Towns and villages are flooded. Scores of people have lost their homes. Many have moved to higher ground. The rain is still pounding and they could soon be forced to move again. Floodwaters across the country have killed more than a dozen people.
This water has affected us. Our houses have been damaged. Our crops have been washed away. Our livestock is gone.
Scientists say climate change is causing more intense and frequent extreme weather. The region is coming out of its worst drought in 40 years. Thousands of people, livestock and wildlife have died during 4 failed rain seasons.
There is an urgent need for humanitarian support because there are displacement, there are areas which are cut off, and this is a rain that has rained all over the region.
People in neighboring Somalia have also died. About 300,000 are estimated to have fled their homes. Ethiopia and Uganda have recorded unusually heavy rains. Some experts say these are effects of the El Nino weather phenomenon created as seas warm, and people should brace themselves for more rain. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera.
In Bangladesh, garment workers are protesting over low pay and poor working conditions after a wage hike failed to satisfy them. At least 3 garment workers have died in clashes with police during the country's most violent protests in decades. Dozens of factories were damaged and nearly 300 were forced to shut. Al Jazeera's Tanveer Chowdhury has more.
Like many garment workers across Bangladesh, Musammat Mina is trying to survive by cutting costs.
The latest pay increase offer will hardly help us. What we are getting now with overtime can barely meet our demand for rent and food essentials, let alone other expenses that I have, like sending money home to my in-laws or for my children's education.
Workers and union leaders say they face intimidation and harassment when they protest, and their demonstrations are often forcefully suppressed by police.
We are unable to express our sorrows and rightful demand, as the police violently crack down on us by using bullets and tear gas.
Police say some of the worst violence has taken place in industrial areas.
We don't want anyone to get hurt or lose their lives. We are doing our duty with the utmost caution and diligence to maintain order. We are extremely sorry for any lives lost in recent protests.
About 4,000 clothing factories account for 85% of Bangladesh's $55 billion annual exports. They supply many of the world's top brands.
Clothing factory owners say they are under pressure because international brands are offering lower prices than before, and low wages have helped Bangladesh remain competitive in the global market.
The government has fixed the new minimum monthly wage for garment factory workers at around $115, but workers are demanding nearly double that. Research shows that Bangladeshi garment workers get the lowest monthly wages in the world compared to other garment-producing countries.
You have to realize if the workers do not have proper nutrition and diet, there is going to be lower productivity and efficiency. There is an increasing upward trend for food prices, rent and other essential goods. Thus, workers are demanding better pay now.
Garment manufacturers have urged their employees to return to work. With rising inflation and soaring food prices, it's not just the garment workers who are out protesting. Others with fixed incomes have also taken to the streets in recent months, a major challenge for the government ahead of general election due in January. Tanvi Chaudhary, Al Jazeera, Ashulia Industrial Area.
And finally, a slump in domestic demand in China is weighing on the prospects for an economic recovery. Analysts point to low consumer confidence and a property sector crisis. Al Jazeera's Jessica Washington reports.
Chinese consumers aren't the only ones keeping an eye on prices. Economists are too. China has entered a period of disinflation for the second time this year. Stimulus measures have failed to encourage spending.
The shrinking property value, which is caused by the collapse of the real estate bubble, may have bad psychological effects on those that have real estate. So they may expect that their asset value is shrinking, and then their future plans for consumption will be cut down.
The Consumer Price Index dropped 0.2% in October, weighed down by a recent slump in pork prices, a result of oversupply. In early October, the World Bank cut its 2024 growth forecast for China as it struggles with a property sector crisis and an increasingly uncertain economic outlook. According to research by JP Morgan and Bloomberg, developers accounting for 40% of home sales have defaulted on their debt since 2021, amounting to $115 billion. That's casting a shadow over the economy, contributing to consumers' reluctance to spend big. This week, the International Monetary Fund revised up its forecasts for China for this year and next. It projects growth to slow to 4.6% in 2024 as weakness in the real estate sector persists and external demand remains subdued. Despite the challenges, there are some positive indicators, including early signs of improvement in the relationship between the US and China and the thriving renewable energy sector.
I'm very optimistic about China's economy and our company's future. China's economy has kept growing for many years. Our industry's demands on the market are gradually increasing every year. The annual growth is about 20%, so we are very confident.
Such attitudes are welcome in China as it tries to return to brighter economic prospects. Jessica Washington, Al Jazeera, Chengdu, China.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's FTP2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be out for the weekend, but you can tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.